Hi, this is Annette at Wild Heart Ranch. This is our second episode of Wild Bytes. Wild Bytes is a small educational piece that we do to share important information with you about people who care about wildlife and want to do their part to help and support the animals. What we're going to talk about today is roadside rescue kits. There's a lot of people every year that call me. They're on the side of the road. There's an animal and they have nothing to capture it with safely or contain it or get it in. Busy wildlife rehabilitators can't always leave and go get stuff. We're fortunate to have a Facebook network where we often post that there's an animal that needs picked up and we can send people. But many rehabbers don't have that option, and an animal will linger on the side of the road until somebody can find the time to get there. So this piece is about showing you a simple car kit that you can keep with you to rescue animals. Now, I'm not advising that everybody goes out and picks up every injured raccoon, coyote, bear cub, whatever. A lot of animals are dangerous, even if you do have a kit to capture it, and it can only be safely contained and captured by professionals. But in the case that there's a little animal that is, down enough and hurt enough to not be a threat to you, you need to be able to contain it if you're going to try. A lot of people show up with an animal wrapped in their jacket in the floorboard of their car, and I go out there to get the animal, and I don't know how they made it here without having an owl flying around in their car and fighting them. So it's pretty risky. But anyway, I'm going to keep this simple. One of the things that our crew uses is a transport tub. We also use these to incubate animals in, but this is a dark, it's not clear for a reason. When you put an animal in a clear tub, it still has all the visual stimuli and it's going to stress. An animal that's been on the side of the road might be injured, hypothermic, and it's going to stress. You want them in a dark place. This tub has holes drilled. These are, I believe, 3/4 to 1 inch air holes all the way around the tub. Some people make cutouts in the top and put screen, but if you're picking up a raccoon that's been hit by a car and he might be a little bit wonky and he comes to, he's going to pop that screen out of the top. So we use these. Inside this tub will be a towel and a pair of welding gloves. The welding gloves and the towel are used simply, you throw the towel over the animal and then you can pick them up with the gloves. In the the case of a bird of prey, they usually roll on their back, put their talons in the air. When you throw a terry cloth towel over a bird of prey, they sink their talons into the terry cloth and they trap themselves. But you have to move quickly. So we would throw this over the animal and put it in the tub, secure the lid, and go straight to a wildlife rehabilitator with that. Another good thing to carry would be a catch net. If you're in a situation where you don't want to get that close, you can carry a catch net and a dog carrier, and you can scoop the animal. This is a neat net because this one telescopes, and it's easier to keep in your car, and it doesn't take up a lot of room, and the handle doesn't get in the way. So a telescopic net in your car with one of these tubs, this is a great idea, or a pet carrier. So if you want to be hardcore, you got an SUV, you got room, a pet carrier, a tub, and a telescopic net, a pair of gloves, and a towel. Now, for those folks that don't have the room in their car to carry a big kit and they only want to help with animals that are harmless or fairly harmless, we got a call last week. Some people on the side of the road. Right now you'll be looking at a picture of a little possum right about here. Greg's going to edit that in. This little guy, just pathetic, absolutely pathetic. Kind, good people stopped and they saw him. He had been hit. He was bleeding, and they had no way to capture or transport him. Now, when they called me, and they were going to go back and see it, go and get equipment and go back for him, they went back and he was gone. We don't know if he wandered off and got lost, if he was okay, if a coyote got him. We just don't know. Had they had this simple little kit in their car, they would have been able to catch this possum. This is a pillowcase. This kit consists of pillowcase, one welding glove, a small towel, and one more thing, a zip tie. Okay, so I need a stuffed animal. Come here. Okay, when you want to catch an animal that is fairly harmless and will not shred through or eat through the pillowcase, so it would be like, I'm not putting this goat in the pillowcase, I'm kidding. It would be something like a bird of prey you could put in here as long as it wasn't real big. Thank you. We're going to do the kitty cat. A kitty cat could go in here if it wasn't real strong. Small raccoons, possums for sure. I mean, they're, something that can fight its way out of a pillowcase would not be a good idea. But let's say we've got little Mr. Possum on the side of the road, and I come in, I've got my glove on, and he's not doing so good. He's been run over. We're not going to get, animals that are fully on their feet. I'm going to throw the towel over the possum, and I'm going to put the possum in the bag. Greg's rushing me. So rude. I put the possum in the bag, and if he's got a hold of my glove's going to go with him, and then I'm going to gather up my pillowcase, and I'm going to zip tie it. And the animal can breathe in the pillowcase, and if he's shredding his way through it, you might have to pull off the side of the road and call someone. But now, this animal's caught, it's in the dark, it can breathe, it's safe, and you can put this in the trunk of your car if you've got a short trip, or in the back seat, and you've got them. So it takes up very little room. So remember, that was pillowcase, welding glove, zip tie, and a small towel, and there's your car kit. Thank you, have a wild day, and we'll see you next week.